While Blumenfeld was bringing an experimental eye to fashion imagery, a young American photographer, Richard Avedon, was refreshing classic styling with energy and creative spirit. Daring, stylish and ambitious, Avedon's pictures reflected the optimism of 50s America and turned him into the first celebrity fashion photographer. His status was confirmed by Funny Face, a film based on Avedon and starring Fred Astaire, and one of Avedon's favourite models, Davima.
This time, let's see if we can't get with it, huh? I mean, keep in mind that you're a woman who thinks. Now, that is a piece of sculpture by Itsubuchi. I want you to look at it as if you understand it, as if it understands you. See?
In New York, I caught up with a great friend of Richard Avedon and legendary photographer in her own right, Lillian Bassman.
Hi,
lovely
to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
I'm a big fan.
Thank you very much.
Is this your new book?
It's not a book yet. It's on the way.
It's a layout.
It's a layout.
Bassman was one of the great experimenters in fashion photography and remarkably is still working.
So it's, that's Lauren Bacall.
That's Lauren Bacall.
Yeah.
What's Lauren Bacall like?
She was no problem at all. Everybody said she's going to be so difficult. But,
does it feel like a diary?
I can't remember names, but I remember every moment, every situation in which I photographed. All these people who were my friends and I knew well, the models, are gone.
In this golden age of fashion photography, Lillian worked for Vogue's main rival, Harper's Bazaar, alongside art director Alexei Brodovich. Art directors play a big role in the shaping of the fashion image, and Brodovich was one of the legends.
He was marvelous. He would always say, think of a new way of doing something, force yourself to make that next move, to not to do the same thing that you did yesterday, today.
It was working at Harper's Bazaar that Lillian first helped encourage the talents of the young Richard Avedon. What was it that made him different, do you think?
It was his enthusiasm, his youth, his excitement. We went to Europe together, we traveled together, and he saw a lot more. America didn't have great fashion, and that's why most of Dick's important fashion was done in Europe. And he became interested in being an artist rather than just a fashion photographer.
It was in Paris that Avedon took many of his most striking images, and where, inspired by Brodovich's message of thinking differently, he proceeded to transform the possibilities of the fashion photograph. Davima with Elephants is an Avedon masterpiece. Like so many of his pictures, the composition is almost perfect, but it's the introduction of drama and spectacle that makes it so special. So I'm here at Whipsnade Zoo and we're just about to try and recreate the great Richard Avedon photograph, Davima with Elephants. But I've never worked for anything really this size, so the scale of the shoot is kind of making me a bit nervous.
Look great.
For my Whipsnade remake, we wanted a long sleeve model with a touch of the Davima, and it could only be British catwalk legend Erin O'Connor.
I feel so excited. It's one of these days where I just think, wow, I really love my job. I just think this would be an absolute day to remember. He agrees. Wow. That's what I do when I'm a bit nervous. I have a little growl and then get over it. When I first worked with Richard Avedon, he told me I reminded him of Davima, and he showed me this portrait, and he said, you're a modern version of what this shot embodies. And I'm really embarrassed to say the rest of the room gasped, and it was a fashion moment, and I was 19 and I had no idea what he was talking about, or that he had taken the image. But upon seeing it, I thought it was one of the most beautiful things I'd ever seen. Really lovely. And it'll be interesting to see Rankins take, quite frankly.
Her left foot's out. Yeah, exactly.
It'd be odd working for something bigger than me, I have to tell you. Waited 13 years for this opportunity. I'm feeling eerily competitive.
Well, I'm feeling very small.
Are you? Sorry. Can everybody not look quite so nervous?
Great, we're ready to go, guys. Erin, would you just move to your right a little bit, honey? Come on. That's good. And I just need the elephants a little bit closer together if possible. No. And the arms, Erin. That's great. Do you know, that's the first time I think I've ever taken a photograph where I've not known what to say, like at all, apart from move left. Can you bring the elephants together? And I was like so dependent on you.
It's the first time you haven't spoken to me on set.
I know.
That was odd. Just not getting a bit of ranking banter.
I was totally in awe.
I think everybody was. They just wanted to watch it unfold. But every so often, I could just feel this really rough skin touching my palms. I was thinking, I wonder what they are thinking.
Yeah.
And I was quietly petrified at the beginning. By the time you got the end shot, I was thinking, actually, this is fine. This is all right.
This is the one. This is. I mean, there's a couple. I think that this was. I think your pose in this one. The difference is that these elephants are chained down.
They do almost look like they're trying to escape.
To escape from her, yeah.
But maybe it's because of the chain.
I'm really glad that ours is different. What's really funny is that they are absolutely massive, those elephants. And look, you're not that far off.
It's just the platforms.
In many ways, this is the ultimate fashion photograph, perfectly combining grace, beauty, and creative inspiration. Recreating this image was an incredible challenge, so I'm just really pleased we managed to pull it off.